Hello, and welcome to Shakespeare on Business, Lessons for Warriors for the Working Day. In the play Henry V, King Henry says of himself and his fellow English soldiers that they are warriors for the working day, tired and overworked men who will somehow find the strength and determination to beat the French.
Let me speak proudly. Tell the constable we are but warriors for the working day.
This class is intended to help you become a warrior for the working day. Someone who can use insights from Shakespeare's plays to help you address the challenges you face in your day-to-day working life. My name is David Weiss, and during this class, I'll be describing to you how Shakespeare can help you in your career in very practical ways. I may be uniquely qualified to teach such a class. I'm likely the only person you'll ever meet with an MBA in finance from Wharton and a PhD in English from the Shakespeare Institute. I'm also someone who retired in my 40s as the CFO of a company traded on the New York Stock Exchange.
Joining us from Atlanta today, David Weiss, Beazer Homes CFO. Mr. Weiss, good to have you with us.
Good morning, Maria. Yes, that was actually me about 20 years ago. About 20 years before that, when I got undergraduate degrees in both accounting and English, I became fascinated by the life lessons in Shakespeare's plays, lessons that I believe helped me succeed in business. During this course, we'll be discussing working world analogies to the situations in Shakespeare, analogies from my own career, analogies from companies that we read about, and I very much hope some analogies from your own work experience. Maybe this class can give you answers to issues that you're currently dealing with, though I warn you, Shakespeare rarely gives us clear, specific answers. In this way, his plays are more like the real world than any business book that I've ever read. In the real world, issues do not come with clear, specific answers. Rather, they come with a range of imperfect options. Shakespeare helps us evaluate those imperfect options. And of course, he's been famously and entertainingly helping us consider the big questions for more than 400 years.
Or not to be, that is it.
To be or not to be, that is the question.
To be or not to be, that is the question.
Join a star-studded gala commemorating the 400th anniversary of Shakespeare's death.
In this class, we'll be focusing on 4 plays that tell one continuous story, the real-life story of the fight for the English crown. The plays are Richard II, Henry IV, Parts 1 and 2, and Henry V. I believe that these plays describe how to lead, how to motivate others, and how to deal with the complex negotiations that come up continually in business. In a moment, I'll give you a brief overview of the plays, but first, let me address the elephant in the room. Yes, we're going to be discussing Shakespeare, the big guy, the one that you were forced to read in high school.
That is for every schoolboy and schoolgirl for the next 400 years. Have you any idea how much suffering you're going to cause? Hours spent at school desks trying to find one joke in A Midsummer Night's Dream?
For what it's worth, I think there are many funny jokes in A Midsummer Night's Dream. More importantly, in this class, I think you'll find that there are ways to make Shakespeare both understandable and relatable to your own life. We'll be using video and audio recordings that help make the language clear and approachable. Perhaps we can even make Shakespeare fun, which is what his plays are intended to be. Now for the plays and their working world analogies. Richard II tells the story of an egotistical king who sees himself as having absolute power.
We were not born to sue, but to command.
As the play begins, Richard is challenged by his cousin, whom he exiles. To me, this play depicts what it's like to work for a boss who doesn't tolerate any challenge to his or her authority. It dramatizes a range of ways of dealing with that situation, some more effective than others. To me, this serves as a clear analogy to the modern business world, where many executives have power akin to that of the monarchs that Shakespeare described. Or at least they think they do.
Elon Musk informed the Securities and Exchange Commission yesterday that he is now the techno king of Tesla. Musk also informed the SEC that Tesla's chief financial officer will be called the master of coin.
If you work for someone who thinks of him or herself as a king of business, maybe Shakespeare can help advise you on how to manage that relationship while still trying to effectively do your job. The next play, Henry IV, Part 1, shows what happens when the person who challenged the boss in Richard II becomes the boss. Henry IV succeeded in overthrowing Richard II, but now those that helped him achieve power oppose him. Plus, his natural successor, his son, Prince Hal, seems to be a screw-up.
The hope of thy time is ruined, and the soul of every man prophetically doth forethink thy fall.
This play focuses on how Prince Hal grows to become a leader, concentrating on what he learns from those around him and addressing questions about whom we should choose for our mentors and what we can take from them. The third play is Henry IV, Part 2. This play demonstrates what happens when there is no leadership. The king is sick and providing little direction. Can a successor assume the reins without seeming to overthrow the current boss?
I never thought to hear you speak again.
Thy wish was Father Harry to that sort.
And finally, there's Henry V, the play that effectively brings the sequence together. Prince Hal has now become king and demonstrates that he has learned from all his mentors. He has especially learned how to motivate others, how to take a group of diverse individuals and get them to act effectively as a team.
We few. We happy few. We band of brothers.
That's where we'll be going in this course. We few, we happy few, we band of brothers. So I hope you're ready to have some fun as we discover how one of the greatest writers that ever lived can provide practical guidance on interacting in today's working world. Let's make Shakespeare your coach as you become a warrior for the working day. I look forward to sharing this class with you.